We have Jonathan Banks coming up here now to the podium. So, not only such a successful run with Vladimir Klitschko in his championship run, I wouldn't be surprised if he has another championship run like that, historic run with Vladimir, with Triple G now in the middleweights. Jonathan, why don't you say a few words, come up here to the podium, say a few words, and then we can answer some more questions here. Like, how did you think everything went with the training camp and, in the fight tonight?
Well, I guess to answer your first question. Everything went great in the training camp, but in the fight, I'm always looking for certain things in the fight. I didn't expect Triple G or any fighter that we have such a short camp to repeat everything we did in the gym or stuff like that, because although you try to get guys as closest to the style of your opponent, but a lot of times you're a little bit off. And Steve Rose, like I say, while he's in there, he started catching Triple G with some shots that it was very uncomfortable for me, because I wanted him to start off with the type of rhythm, using his jab. But other than that, I think as he got warmed up, you was able to see the little bit of rhythm that he had. He started throwing shots, he started shooting his jab, and he started catching them with shots. And that was the goal, just to start touching them. He ain't had to hit a home run the first time out, just start touching them, and slowly break them down. So that was the goal, and I believe that's what he was able to accomplish.
Steve, did you want him to go rounds tonight? Right here. Did you want him to go rounds tonight?
Well, I always told him, in boxing, you don't get paid by the rounds, you get paid by the fight. So if you end it, if it's over early, we just got more work to do in the gym. So that I don't try to take chances and say, you know what, we got a certain amount of rounds, ideally we want to go. I said, no, to me, every opponent is dangerous, and the sooner you get it out, the sooner you get the fight over with, the better.
Hey Jonathan, what was the biggest bad habit that you had to get Triple G out of?
I think every fighter got bad habits. I don't look at him and see what bad habits can I change or what bad habits do we have. I can't think of one fighter that didn't have any bad habits. It's all about what habits what the fighter does, what can the fighter do most that he could be most successful at. Instead of looking to tear a fighter down, the goal is to look to build him up and to keep him on a certain level that I know he's on. So for me, that's the goal, is to get him to getting better at doing good habits, instead of looking at his flaws and try to point him out, saying you can't do this, you can't do that, because you lose the fighter in translation like that. As soon as you get a fighter, you start breaking him down. If he have any type of self-esteem, he just lost it. And now you got to try. Now you trying to find out why the kid won't throw no punches, because you just took everything he had, he thought was good, away from him, told him it was bad. Now you got to give him something to do. So for me, the goal is be very precise, be very on point with what I want to do, but yet you can construct, but just in a mild mannered way, so the kid can learn and still be respectful towards you, and you all can grow together.
Jonathan, in training camp, you usually get a sparring partner to mimic Steve Rose's style. Was he doing that looping over hook, well, I don't know, what do you call it, in training camp also, like he did in tonight's fight versus Steve Rose?
Was Rose doing it? Or was
No. Just Triple G doing it to sparring partners in training camp.
Yes, he was.
He practiced that punch.
He was practicing. The goal is to get him practicing a lot of different arsenal of punches. That's the goal, to keep going many different arsenals and different ways to punch. So your opponent can't set and brace for one particular punch, because they don't know what you're about to do. It may look like a straight right hand coming, but if you curve it, then you're in trouble. So that's the goal, just keep the variety of punches up.
John, straight back.
Yes.
When you watch what Triple G did tonight and you think about him being in the ring with Canelo Alvarez instead of Steve Rose, what are the kinds of things that you would want to see him do better? For example, I think something that He didn't really throw a lot of jabs, but he did work the body very well, which he was criticized for in in some of those fights against Canelo. So what sorts of things if you were planning out, because that seems like that probably would be your next fight?
Well, I think first of all, if this was Canelo in the ring tonight, he definitely would have had a longer training camp. So with a longer training camp, the output and the progress will look even different than it did tonight. I think tonight was a good start with a little base. So you can kind of see the foundation that we're trying to lay. And in order to continue, my opinion, in order to build back up a strong, successful house, you must start with the foundation. And that's the goal, is to strengthen his foundation. But like you say, if Canelo was there tonight, then Triple G wouldn't have been there tonight, because it wasn't enough time to really dictate the pace of where we want to be with the guy like Canelo.
And do you think that now until September, whenever your camp would start, is enough time? I've heard fighters say many times it really takes, more than just 1, 2, 3, sometimes, more than that, to actually really get on the same page with the trainer. Obviously, you guys are both pros, you've been around a long time. But do you think you can cram it all in between now and September? What you feel like you need to, teach him or change with him?
Well, I don't feel I need to cram in everything, but just like anything else in life, as you go from day to day, you grow. And I think if we can continue to grow together, that would change the outcome of a fight of that magnitude.
Maybe let's bring up this fight.